The most common heavy metals that we see are, of course, lead, mercury, cadmium, arsenic, and barium, and aluminum, and uranium. All they have to do is pick up a newspaper and on a regular basis or any kind of media, and they will see and hear how much toxic metals are out there. So heavy metals get into our body many ways, from air, by being dumped from the sky, barium and aluminum at least, possibly uranium, some authors feel. Two, through water. In the water there's uranium, this in California comes from a nuclear meltdown back in 1959. So through basically air, water, and those are the two biggest methods. Of course, food, where you're close to a highway, for example, and lead gets into strawberries and pesticides, and so heavy metals and pesticides, strawberries being one of the highest absorbers of the heavy metals. The heavy metals get in there and interrupt enzymatic processes that are too complex for this discussion, but they slow down mechanisms, they give you fatigue, they give you headaches, and they cause hypertension, for example, cadmium. And so minerals counteract them, like zinc counteracts cadmium. So measuring these minerals we do in what's called hair analysis examination, and then we can give more zinc, and we give detox substances like Folium PX to detox these heavy metals, but they're very difficult to get out because there's a constant exposure in, of course, air, water, and food. Aluminum interferes with your concentration, has been implicated in Alzheimer's disease, causing neurofibrillary tangles in the brains of people. So removing heavy metals helps energy, helps mentation or thinking, and would therefore also help prevent cancer, because cadmium is carcinogenic, and mercury is not only interrupts the nervous system, but also promotes cancer and also tremors, and so there's many aspects to many of these heavy metals. Books are written on single heavy metals. What we tell our people, especially the ones who have a high mercury, is to avoid eating tuna, swordfish, shark, and halibut, because these are large fish, and what happens in reality is the large fish eat the little fish, and there's too much mercury around. And the reason for too much mercury mostly has to do with China, and China doesn't scrub its smokestacks, and therefore when they burn coal, the mercury goes in the air and goes everywhere in the oceans, and there isn't really a pristine lake left in the world because they all have heavy metals. So this mercury then gets picked up by the little fish, the big fish eat the little fish, so they accumulate much more mercury, and therefore the recommendations on Western countries at least is not to eat much big fish anymore. Personally, I don't eat big fish anymore. Of course, the heavy metals affect everybody, the very young and the very old, just like their immune systems are weaker, are more heavily affected by these heavy metals. The children are being exposed, of course, they're closer to the ground, so they get more cadmium, they get more lead, they get more aluminum, they get more heavy metals because their hands are more into dirt and touching ground surfaces. Combined antioxidants like Folium should be used as early as possible, because these basically heavy metals, which frequently are co-carcinogens, if not carcinogens themselves, are present from day one, from birth. we certainly could see a combined antioxidant formula like Folium PX being used indefinitely, because I don't see them cleaning the toxins in the earth such as uranium and aluminum and cadmium and other heavy metals anytime soon. I would imagine that would be good. Obviously, if you took it even twice a day, and once in the morning and once in the evening, that would be better, because most nutritional products, if they're taken in divided dosage, you get more of an even level of in the body.